Hello everybody and welcome back for another episode of My Chaotic Budget. My name is Sandra and on this channel we do all things budget related as it pertains to mine and my husband's paychecks. And in this episode it's going to be short, it's going to be sweet, but it's because I just want to show you what's in my wallet. Yes, and so you're going to see two different things that I like to switch between, and that way you can kind of see what I carry around with me. All right, so this here first is my Michael Kors. I love this zip wallet. It's like a clutch almost. It has a zipper, of course, to keep things in. This is a little wristlet, so that way you can carry it around if you don't want to carry your whole purse with you. It's very convenient at times. I do like to use this one, and I do interchange between these two wallets. I do have this in multiple colors, just in case. I do want to get a black one because I don't have black. So I'd like to eventually get a black one. But that's, of course, when we have a little extra money, which is never. And here inside, of course, I try to keep it as clean as possible. You know, I like to reuse my wallets when I can. Just depends on my mood. So I shop my stash and whatnot. I do love how many pockets are here. But these pockets are actually very tight. They're very hard to, once you put a card in, it's really hard to take out, which can be a good thing, especially when you're budgeting, to prevent you from having to use your cards. But at the same time, it can be very frustrating when you're trying to pay with your actual card that you have budgeted for. And so it can be a little bit of a pain, but I do like how many pockets are in this wallet. I mean, there's a pocket back here, there's a pocket over here, there's a pocket over here. And so many. And then you have the different divisions here. Like, you can do a lot. And then there's a little coin pouch right here as well. So very nice, very functional, and I think it looks very clean. Like, I like the style of this, and like I said, to go out and about, this is what I can carry, and I like having the little wristlet. Now I'm going to show you the one that I'm currently using, and that way you can kind of see what I am carrying around with me. So here on this wallet, it's a Fossil. I bought this almost 20 years ago, and I still have it, and I love it. It is one of my favorite wallets. It is something that I go back to constantly, and I feel like it holds more than the Michael Kors wallet does, which is kind of strange because it looks smaller in comparison. It really does. I mean, you put them side by side, you think this one's massive, but this one actually is a bigger workhorse. This one will carry more for you. And one of the reasons why I like this is the color scheme. Look at the color scheme of this wallet. It is beautiful. I think that these orange, the tan, beige, the pinks, they're just so beautiful together. I think it's beautiful. And then this right here, when you open from the snap closure, it gives you a whole nother color. And I love that contrast. I love it so much. Like, that's why I love and adore this wallet. And it's one of my favorites. I'm sad that I wrote in it at some point, but it is my favorite wallet. Like I said, I come back to this very often. So like, even if I switch into my Michael Kors later on, I switch back into this one. The color scheme is what gets me. I love it so much. Now on the inside, you're going to see, of course, my cards. This is where my driver's license is, but I'm covering that up because I don't want to share my information, right? Privacy is a thing. But I have everything accessible here that I need. This is a blocker to help with, you know, any scanning scams or whatnot. So I'm happy to have this in my wallet. My cards are much easier to pull out. Doesn't give me as much of a struggle, which is really good. But it can also be a bad thing because then that means, oh, I'm going to be able to pull out my cards. But really, this is what it is. I have my debit cards here. So these are my two different bank accounts that I have. Mainly use this one, of course. This is my main one. And then I have emergency credit cards. This one has the lowest interest rate, but it also has the lowest balance available. So if there's an emergency, I can pull this one out, especially if it's a small amount, because I know that there's a low interest on this one. But it's say something major happens, then I have my other card. It has a zero balance right now, but I need to try to keep it alive. So I'll probably make a small transaction and then pay it off just to keep it going. Because if an emergency happens, I need to be able to pay it. And I did use this card once recently, but I paid it off like that because one of the stores where I went wasn't accepting my debit card for some reason. I don't know what was wrong with their machine. And so I had to use a different card. And of course, I wanted to make sure that I didn't leave without being able to do it. So I have that. Okay. Now on this side, you have less, right? You have less little card slots and whatnot, but that's okay. It's okay to have less. But I think the more you have, the more likely you're going to spend. So I try not to have more in here. But like I said, I have emergency cards. This one, of course, is a medical emergency. So if something happens to me, my daughters, my husband, our dog, care credit, we can use that. And it always has different promotional plans. I got this recently because of our dog who swallowed a pencil. And oh my God, it was expensive, but we're almost done paying it off. So if another emergency happens, boom, we're good to go. I have my insurance cards over here. This is paid off. This one has not been used, but if I'd like to buy clothes, I would probably use this card and then pay it off with our debit card, our bank account, because we get rewards, and then I can also buy things for my daughters for school, and then it's a lot easier to manage with this card. But it has zero, so I never talk about it because there's nothing on there. But I do, like I said, when it comes to back to school, I more than likely will put the purchase on here and then pay it off throughout time with our paychecks, because I like to get the rewards, and then that way I can buy more clothes later on during the year. This one here is for hotel stays. So if something happens, we go out, we have an emergency trip or something happens like that, this will pay for that. And we can get points to pay for a night. I think we have like a free night on here. But it is a Visa card, but I don't use it. But I will make small transactions to keep these cards alive because they are my emergency cards. And I don't want them to close. I don't want them to show inactive. So that's why I carry them with me, so I can make small little purchases when necessary and then pay them off super quick. Then I also have gift cards in here that I've gotten throughout the year. I have my Barnes & Noble membership card because I love to buy stationery from Barnes & Noble. I buy books for my kids. They have gifts. They also have like different, they have like coffee shops inside. I think it's like a Starbucks inside. And so I use my membership yearly. I go once a month, and I do use my Fetch card, or not my Fetch card, my Fetch points to get gift cards from Barnes & Noble. And that always helps too. So like I get points, I get discounts, and then I get to use it. So that's why I have that there. And like I said, I do get gift cards sometimes from as presents or from my students for teacher appreciation. And I just carry them with me when I need them, when I'm ready to spend them. And then over here in this little side pocket is a prayer card. This is from when my mom passed away. So I carry her around with me. So that way, whenever I'm missing her, it has her picture on the other side, and I can just turn it around and see my mama. Okay, moving on. This one does not have an inner pocket like the Michael Kors, but that's okay because these other pockets on this side are very wide. Look at that. I love this. I wish I could find another wallet just like this, but I have been searching and I can't. And for a reasonable price. I think at the time I may have paid no more than $60 because this was before I became a teacher. And so I was like super cautious with how much money I spent on these kinds of items. And I I think I didn't spend more than $60 on this wallet when I did buy it. And I remember I bought it at Dillard's. I think it was at Dillard's because I think they had Fossil. I could be wrong, but that was like a long time ago. It has to be anywhere between 15 to 20 years for sure. But here I have more gift cards. I have little like reward card, loyalty cards. And then I have some Post-its that I carry with me and a little pin. I use Le Pin. That's the brand. I think this one was from Target though. I think this was a Target one. Yeah, this was from Target. I like if I can use the Le Pin or this little type because it's very thin and it doesn't really get in the way. So if I need to make a note about certain purchases, or I need to write down something that happened with the bank or anything that I used, I can keep track of it and I can write it down. And then I will tend to post the Post-its here. So I'm already used to putting a Post-it on this side. But for right now, of course, it's covering my driver's license. But if I need to put something important or whatnot, that's where I'll put it. And then here, of course, is for coins. So I do need to empty this out because I got this. And then I have an envelope in here that I'm carrying for dining out. I may have mentioned this recently, but I'm trying to be more aware of our dining out spending because that's one of the categories that is a challenge for us. And especially during the school year. Right now I'm on summer vacation, finally. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. But because it's been such a problem, a lot of the times to fix a problem, you have to have your hands on it. And that's why I'm like, okay, well, now I have a dining out envelope with me. And each paycheck, I try to take out $100 in cash. And then I leave the rest in the card for my husband to use, which I've already put in the 100 from this recent check. So this is what I had left over from the last time. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have $9 left and then the change that's in here. And so from that $9, then I'm going to put this in my extra debt envelope. So that way I can make a payment towards our debt. And that's just like little extra funds that is left over. A lot of the times this is empty. It is. I'm not going to lie. A lot of the times it's empty. And there's nothing to roll over into extra debt. But there was $9 this time around, which is really good. And I don't keep track. I do not keep track of what is here. If I have receipts, of course, like I said before, I'll snap my receipts. I'll put them into Fetch because I get those points so I can buy gift cards. And I really like that. But I do not have a tracking thing for this. If I spent it, I spent it. That's all there is to it. The thing is that it's too easy to use the debit card. And a lot of the times places will give you discounts for using cash. And so I've learned that if I have cash, I don't get charged that 3% or 5% fee, convenience fee for using their system. So I'm happy to carry some cash with me, and I'm happy that whatever's left I can put towards extra debt. And that's what I plan on doing. But that's my wallet, guys. That's what I carry with me, along, of course, with my ledger book. I did a recent video about my ledger book and how I'm using it in conjunction with my budget planner. And I'm telling you, this color scheme is just beautiful. I love this color scheme. It just all goes together. I love it. If I could find another wallet like this, I would buy it in a heartbeat. But I doubt I will. And I'm not going to go and buy multiple ones until I find it, because I tell you, I already know what I like. If I buy another brand, if I buy another wallet, it will probably be like a Michael Kors. I haven't been to a Fossil shop in a long time, and I haven't even been into a mall in a long time. So I have no idea what they have or whatnot, but I would have to have I have to physically touch it. Because if I just saw a picture and then I bought it and I got it, I probably wouldn't like it. But that's it, guys. That's what I have. Thank you for being here. I hope you all enjoyed this short video. It's not super short, but it's short enough. Just to kind of see what it's like for me and what I carry. So this goes in my purse, and that's what I got. All right, guys. Well, that's all I've got. So I will talk to you all in the next one. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.